Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fossil of the Day Awards. These dishonourable awards are voted on every day by the 500 members of the Climate Action Network and then awarded to the country or countries who have done most to obstruct progress of these talks. So now, please join me in the singing of the Fossil of the Day anthem. The lyrics are up here.
Cancun! Yeah! So, well, there's a lot of you guys here. So, I don't know if you guys are all having as great a time as I am. Yeah! Okay. But for some of you guys that aren't partying quite as much as you should be here in Cancun, come on. Bro. I've got some tips on how you can change your perception if you don't like the way things are going. So now, everyone listen close, because this could be some of the best advice you have this whole hour. And, you know, I've been studying this stuff for a long time, and I consider myself quite an expert on ways in which you can take a bad situation such as climate change or this entire process and change it into something that you want, or that makes you happy, or that allows you to continue on living your highly consumptive lifestyle that you are so wonderfully accustomed to. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few different ways to recreate the reality in which you live in to be a happier person. The first technique, ladies and gentlemen, is disappearance. You can take anything and make it disappear. And then it's just like it's there, but you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything about it. You just kind of ignore it. And then if you want, you can even complain about it and say that, oh, you know, there's no environmental integrity in these things because there's nothing there when it has just been hidden from us. Ladies and gentlemen, our first transformatory strategy of disappearance brings us to the third place fossil of the day. Envelope, please. Are you ready? The third place fossil of the day is awarded to the European Union. Oh, well, where did these come from? I thought they disappeared. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The European Union wins the third place fossil for not engaging on specific tabled solutions dealing with the AAU surplus, or hot air, which threatens the environmental integrity of the Kyoto Protocol, while at the same time using the lack of environmental integrity as a condition to sign on to a second commitment period under the Kyoto Protocol. Europe, get your act together. Would you like to say anything?
It is such a dishonor to get the fossil of the day for the first time during this conference. I guess you all know what happened when there is too much hot air. I will make you a demonstration right now. No, I guess you are all aware of it. Probably only the EU forgot about that.
Thank you very much, Europe. And perhaps we shall be seeing you again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our second strategy of self-contentment and denial, which allows us to, as I've said before, continue the lifestyle that we all know and love. ladies and gentlemen, this strategy involves a bit more imagination, because it requires you to completely recreate the reality in which you live in, to engage in new ways, and imagine the world as you want it to be, not as it actually is, full of dancing birds and sharks that dance, and dancing princesses and unicorns and all these wonderful things like carbon capture and storage that don't actually exist, but we can bring them into our fantasy land, and that way we can all be happier. And isn't that what this is all about, is being happy? And we all just want to be happy, right? Look at them, don't they look happy? Don't they look happy? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our second prize fossil. The envelope, please. Canada has won once again. This shark obviously represents Canada in Fantasyland. And Canada has won the second place fossil because it must be wonderful living in the magical world of Canada's environmental minister. In that enchanted land, a press release is the same as law, and polluting for up to 45 more years means the same thing as banning dirty coal. Tragically, the rest of us are stuck in reality. And in reality, it's a problem to tell your parliament and your media that you've published regulations to ban coal when you've done nothing of the kind. For that little vacation from the truth, Canada takes home yet another fossil of the day. Would you like to say a few words, Canada? Shark.
As you can see, I love fairy tales. And before coming to Cancun, our environment minister wove an incredible tale of whimsy, of a magical land of Canada that had banned all coal-fired power plants because of a fictional policy. If only it were true. Alas, Canada has no climate change policy.
Boo, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a big boo from everybody, please? And we're not even at first place yet. I mean, come on, people. Because, unfortunately we're not, because you don't all look happy yet. In fact, some of you look sort of depressed. You in particular look kind of petrified. And yeah, you don't look so good either. But we can fix that. Everything is possible. Everything can be changed here. Because our final strategy is change, ladies and gentlemen. You might remember it from Obama's election campaign. And here, there's certain things like here, for example, we have a limit or a target. Here, clearly stated on the floor. And yet, we are over here so far away from it. And as try as we may to, not actually change anything or try to get there, it just doesn't get any closer. So really, what can we do? Well, what can we do? We want to be happy. We want to stay happy. We want everyone to be happy in our country, and unless they're dealing with the consequences of climate change, they might not be so happy. But there's something I've learned from the UNFCCC process in these past couple days that allows us to live happier and better. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know about these little babies. Are you familiar with brackets? They're marvelous. You can do anything with these things. Look, check this out, ready? All we do, here, we've got our limit here. 1 bracket, 2 bracket. Oh, whoa, there it goes. It's moving. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And look, now we're like right next to it. We don't have to go so far. I mean, we don't have to actually do all the changes necessary to get over there. All we have to do is move the limit closer to us so that we don't actually have to do anything about climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our first place fossil of the day. The envelope, please! Oh. Whoa! The United States of America wins its first fossil prize here in Cancun. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States wins the first place fossil. After more than a week of relative silence, the USA roared back to life in a most unfortunate way this morning. It opposed reference to aggregate pollution reduction targets for developed countries of 25 to 40% from 1990 levels by 2020 in the 1BI drafting group. Just because the US is not on track to make these necessary cuts is no excuse for obscuring the fact that it and other developed countries need to get there. For trying to hide the obvious, the US wins the first place fossil of the day. Is there anything you could possibly say about this, sir?
Thank you. You know, I don't know if you all are aware of this, but this is actually the first fossil that the United States has won this year. And, you know, it's such an honor to have our first fossil come in first place. You know? And if you've been at this game as long as I have, I see a few in the room, you'll know that we're sort of, you know, we've started to take this award for granted. And to go the first whole week without receiving a fossil really required a little bit of soul searching from us over the weekend. So that process ended with the decision that if, you know, if we're going to hold the world's climate hostage and we're going to stop all progress, it's better for us to say and put it out on the table than to wait for WikiLeaks to do it for us. So I guess in closing, I would just like to thank the Climate Action Network for this wonderful recognition, and for my runners-up for their efforts at fighting climate change. And I look forward to seeing you from on high on this podium later this week.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen 3 techniques of self-illusion, self-denial, and ways in which to make great no progress and to slow things down. And we're only at Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, a whole week of fossils lie ahead of us. We'll see you here every night at 6:30. Press releases are available in multiple languages. And one more time, can we hear that fossil song? And everybody sing public participation is a really important part of this process. Music, if you will, maestro. Thank you very much, everybody.